You know, you may not be a threat, but you better stop pretending to be a hero.
A hero? Like you? You're a laboratory experiment, Rogers. Everything special about you came out of a bottle.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes. We've got some more comic book news that's rolled out the last few days. We've got a new Captain America within the United States Captain America miniseries. It's going to celebrate the 80th anniversary. They're introducing new characters inspired by, well, new versions of Captain America inspired by the character. And now we're getting, a Native American Captain America named, I believe it's Joe Gomez. And here to talk with me about that is my good friend, comic book writer, editor, Joe Corralo. How you doing, Joe?
I'm all right, Wes. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. We've talked about the first one, Captain America of the Railways, the second one, Captain America of Harrisburg. This one, the thing I have to talk about first is the bait and switch elements of this art that we're seeing. Like in the cover, this character looks pretty badass, but when they show you the concept art, I thought I was gonna have a seizure. It's bait and switch. If you bought a comic book with that cover and then you saw the art in the interiors look like that, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a good chance that's not going to be how it's colored in the interiors.
This is really bright.
Yeah, no, that should just be the designs. It shouldn't be how it looks in the interiors. But yeah, it does look much better on the cover, which you would hope. If the design looked better than the cover, then there's a lot of questions to be asked.
It's very, very patriotic. It seems, shouldn't this Captain America be like the Captain America of his tribe or something like that? It feels weird that he would be like representing America. I don't know.
This is a really slippery slope here. I believe that the creative team, the co-writer with Chris Cantwell and the illustrator who are working on this are both Native American. I don't know what tribes they would be attached to or anything like that, but it is perplexing that you would create a Native American character who was more inspired by Captain America than anyone else and decided to take on the red, white, and blue. Yeah, I don't know how people are going to feel about that. You would think maybe if you were designing something like this, or and I'm not faulting the character designer, they got specific instructions. I'm sure they were told, you got to incorporate the Captain America costume into this costume. But it seems like this might have been an opportunity to create some sort of maybe a little more of a hybrid costume that pays more homage to the I think it's the Kickapoo Tribe, and also to the Captain America costume. Like this is such a weird, dicey road that really never had to be crossed. It feels like an opening for it feels like friendly fire is very possible here, or like an unforced error. Like it's like it looks like a controversy waiting to happen.
It does, and I will go into the writer is Lipan Apache writer Darcie Little Badger. The artist is David Cutler. He's also a member of a Native American tribe. And this is what Darcie Little Badger had to say. Something I love about Joe is his day job. It represents everything he stands for as a hero. Joe Gomez is a construction worker, a builder in a world plagued by destruction. Every time a spaceship crashes into a bridge or a supervillain transforms a whole city block into rubble, people like Joe make things whole again. Work like that may seem thankless, but Joe genuinely enjoys helping his community survive and thrive. That's why he won't charge elders for home repair services. That's also why he's willing to risk his life to save others. I know a lot of people like Joe, many of them my indigenous relatives, so it was wonderful to help develop a character with his values, strength, and extreme crane operating skills.
here's the thing, and I don't mean to disparage this this write up, but it feels like that should end with, you know, contact us for a free quote today. Like, it's very like, is this why? Why do people buy comics? Does anyone know anymore? Because it feels like that's like trying to appeal to people who like characters being introduced that will give a break to the elderly with their home repair. Like, what are we even doing anymore?
I don't get that write up, but it also brings up the question. There are Native American superheroes throughout the Marvel Comics universe. Like, wouldn't this character maybe be inspired by them? Perhaps, like, why is he directly inspired by Captain America? Maybe that's answered in the comic book.
Yeah, I would imagine they'll probably try to answer it. Maybe there'll be like a flashback to Cap saving the tribe, or saving him or a family member, or something like that. But even still, this is, I know we talked about this before. I think we talked about this before we recorded. This is like the third new Cap rollout in all of this. And it just feels,
gay Cap, black Cap, and now Native American Cap. It feels like that's kind of what they're creating, right?
It feels like it's being made by committee.
Yeah.
Like, people are sitting around in a Disney meeting room and being like, which caps do we need? How are we going to do this? How many we need to create X amount of characters so we can roll them out for anthologies on the months that would make the most sense to roll them out, and celebrate our diverse line. So let's get these out during this, and then we'll just rotate them once a year. They'll pop up in an anthology or something like that.
Marvel Voices.
It feels very cynical.
I'm with you. So, you know, we're probably gonna. I think this is a 5-issue miniseries, so we'll get a couple more characters, and it'll be right on the nose, you know, representing something else. This one particularly feels like like a stick of Acme Dynamite, like you knew you weren't supposed to pick up, and you're just gonna like let it blow up in your face. Like, I imagine there's some degree of I don't know if the word is protection. They feel like there's a degree of protection because the writer herself is Native American, but there's a lot of tribes out there. There's a diverse nation of Native Americans, and some of them are going to be pissed off by this.
Not all Native tribes are the same, and this kind of comes off like, oh, let's just do this, and you know, like, not all tribes have that whole two-spirit thing. Not all tribes use dream catchers. Like, they're very specific things to specific tribes, and people like to, you know, like, it's Native American, and it's like, that's not how they view themselves, and it's very weird to.
They have their own distinct cultures.
Yeah, they all have very distinct, very unique cultures, and that all deserve respect. And it's weird when stuff is done in committee like this, that, you know, this desire for backpats and being told you're so brave while doing something like this. It's very weird. I don't understand the point beyond it's just a corporate cash grab to just create new IP. And on top of that, you're also just continuing to water down the line. We've entered this weird phase in mainstream comics in the past, you know, I don't know, 7-8 years, maybe more, where instead of heroes being unique and something to aspire to, everyone's just a hero. There's no need to aspire to be something. Everyone already, anyone can be Spider-Man. Anyone can be a speedster. Anyone can be Wonder Woman. And now anyone can be Captain America. It's like, At what point are you no longer having a character that's something to aspire to be, if just anyone can sort of be that character?
Well, and there's also a lot of characters that are related to Captain America, and even have held the shield themselves. Falcon, hero in his own right, has been
Sure.
Captain America. He's part of that family. The Winter Soldier, very unique art. Bucky Barnes been around for a long time. He's held the shield. Even America Chavez, I guess they did a big retcon of her origin, where she's no longer like an alien.
Yeah.
Whatever. That was the weirdest origin for the character that America Chavez is supposed to be. But really, if you go in, is it New Avengers where she was at?
Or Young Avengers? Or...
Is it Young Avengers? She was essentially the Captain America of that team. Like she was like a Captain America type character. So it's not
she
like
fit that role. Yeah.
Yeah, she was certainly inspired by the character. So it's not like they don't have characters that are associated with Captain America or inspired by Captain America already that are pretty diverse and represent different communities and cultures.
Yeah, absolutely. It's yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's gone too far into this direction of everyone can just be these heroes, and that there's nothing awe-inspiring or unique about these characters anymore. DC had been doing that for a long time, and it feels like Marvel wanted to catch up on how DC would just have sure, Green Lantern's cool, but what if there were billions of Green Lanterns and dozens of speedsters and everyone's Superman, and it's
how many Robins can we have?
So if anyone can be a hero, it really takes away from everything. When you do something like this, it means that Steve Rogers wasn't special. He wasn't unique. Anyone could have been Steve Rogers. That takes, like, anyone could be
also
Spider-Man.
Takes a bite off of that John Walker story, which was essentially letting you know that it was a special man that Steve Rogers was. There's a burden that comes with the shield, and some people crack underneath it, like John Walker did.
Yeah.
It kind of elevates the character of Steve Rogers, and this is kind of like, let's bring him down.
Yeah, absolutely. That whole Cap No More storyline under Mark Grunwald is a favorite of mine. I absolutely love it. And they did such a great job at showing not everyone can be Captain America. But yeah, now it's like, what then become like, what's the point of all of this? If Steve Rogers wasn't inspired by anyone but himself and wanting to do the right thing, he didn't need a Captain America to do the right thing. You're undercutting the courageous nature even of these characters that are taking up the mantle by implying that they needed someone like Steve Rogers to do the right thing. And if you need someone like Steve Rogers to exist to do the right thing and can't just do it on your own, are you even really a hero?
Well, plus, there's a lot of characters that aren't being used in the Marvel Universe. Just think about Native American characters.
Sure.
Forge is almost like a Deus Ex Machina in the X-Men universe, specifically X-Force. If you need something, you go down to Forge's lair, and he says, "I invented that for you."
Sure.
And then they walk off. They're not developing the character or really highlighting it. Forge could probably use some TLC. You have a character just sitting there that needs to be utilized. There are plenty of queer characters in the Marvel Universe.
Mm-hmm.
They're just waiting around, waiting to be used, but they keep creating like more of the characters that they're just. Why don't you have the characters that can highlight what you want to highlight? You just need to use them.
No, absolutely. I completely agree. There's a lot of characters that they could use or revamp.
Like Shatterstar. Why don't they use that character? He's cool.
Yeah.
You never even see him. Dawn of Exiles, how many characters? Reign of Exiles, how many characters? Hundreds, it feels like. Yeah. I don't think I've seen him once.
Yeah, we're talking about a line, like with the X line, they did House of M because they decided there were too many characters in the X world, in the X universe. And now they brought all of them back and then doubled it by having that other island nation of other older mutants from Apocalypse in his past. What's going on? I I don't get it. I don't get the end game here, especially when it comes to something like Captain America, and just like, why can't Steve, like, why can't these characters be coming in on their own and then build themselves up, and then maybe someone asks them to take the mantle instead? Like, they're not trying to be Captain America. Like John Walker as Super Patriot wasn't trying to be Captain America. He was picked because he was the wrong choice and they were setting him up for failure. And that's a completely different part of that story. But he never wanted to be Captain America. But then when given the opportunity, he had a change of heart. He tried to be a better person because of that opportunity. He didn't just take it upon himself to be Captain America because you weren't supposed to be able to take it upon yourself to be Captain America. That's not how it works. So to celebrate, 80 years of Captain America is to be like, we're celebrating by watering down the character and his achievements. It's like, what a weird way to celebrate.
Yeah. I don't really get it. Like I said, I imagine this will blow up in their faces. We've got a couple more characters to come out. I imagine we'll probably get a Latino Captain America, probably some type of Asian Pacific Captain America. At least that's the way it feels. Like the cynical nature of me, like, okay, we got some more boxes to check. Okay.
Yeah, I would say less blowing up in their faces and more it's just gonna be dead on arrival. Like, some people read it
one. It's like, it's okay, I see what you're doing. It was like the gimmick stops being effective after a while.
Yeah, this is going to come out. It's probably going to be kind of a dud, and then we'll never talk about it again. And maybe one or two of these characters will appear on like a CBR listicle in a few years of characters that came out in the last 5 years that you already forgot about, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, the 25 Captain Americas you were unaware of, like 5 of them come from this story, right? So we shall see. It feels like the watering down of the character's legacy, but maybe they pull it off. Even if they pull it off, I don't think anyone's going to notice at this point.
Yeah, and if you really want to if you want to commit to a Native American hero, and maybe you think someone like Forge or some of the other Native American X-Men wouldn't really fly off the shelves in a solo title, because the X-Men themselves have really struggled to sell solo titles over the years, other than like Wolverine and Deadpool, and to a lesser extent Cable. They've really struggled with that. So I understand the apprehension to do that. However, just go all in and create a Native American superhero. You could do something kind of similar to Miss Marvel. Kamala Khan, when she first came on the scene, was a big success. You can do that here. You can create that kind of character. Maybe you attach it loosely to a legacy, or maybe you just have them be completely their own thing. There's no current Quasar. Make a new Quasar. Make them Native American, and make them have their own fun adventures, and build that up. There's a few other random characters out there that could use something like that. Do that.
Yeah. There's opportunities out there. It's just I guess it's not the most exciting news. It's okay. It's another Captain America. I wonder when they do, however many years of Spider-Man, if they're going to introduce 5 more Spider-Mans, if we don't have enough Spider-Man already.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had Silk as like the second person bit by that spider. Maybe that whole block was bit by the radioactive spider, and we can just have
what we need? We need some blood transfusions from Steve Rogers. There's going to be an accident. He starts doing blood transfusions, and we'll have all new super soldiers.
Yeah, or maybe someone gets a blood transfusion from Bruce Banner while getting bit by a radioactive spider and drinking the super soldier serum, and You
Finally have a
know,
good hero.
while their skeleton is being augmented with adamantium, and
That would be amazing.
why not? Screw it. Just
All right, Joe, we've talked about this one enough. New Captain America, Joe Gomez, coming out in the pages of United States Captain America 80th Anniversary Special miniseries celebrating the character. We'll see it when it comes out, but probably diminishing returns.
Yeah, who knows? We'll see. Maybe this is actually going to be good. The way they're billing it right now, I'm not interested, but who knows? We've talked about this before. There's been quite a few things that have come out this year so far that they didn't market in a way that seemed compelling, and then you pick it up and you're like, wow, you know, a lot of future state, you know, even Heroes Reborn, some other stuff where it's like, okay, this is, you know, this could be going in a different direction and could be really enjoyable. I love Cap, so I'm probably going to give it a shot at least, but you know, I'm currently not hopeful. I wish I was more hopeful. I wish I had as much hope in you know, the world as Steve Rogers.